Hey guys, John Madden here, YouGoProBaseball.com, and I want to talk about how to throw a good changeup. There's many ways you can grip this pitch, or many different things you can call it. But the main thing about having a good changeup is disrupting a batter's timing. The main thing is to, have good arm speed, good arm action. You want it to look exactly like your fastball, and then just come in slower. Movement's good on a changeup if you get that down and away from the batter, from a lefty or a righty. But the main thing is to disrupt his timing. If you can make it look exactly like a fastball and then have a big change in speed, that batter is going to start his swing, and once he starts and commits to the pitch, and now it's coming in slower, he's got to leak out on his front side, and all he can do is chop that ball into the ground or swing right over top of it. So it's a great pitch to have. They're saying now that guys in the big leagues are throwing 15 to 20% changeups in a game. So that's a lot of changeups. I know a lot of young guys don't throw that many changeups nowadays. I've never thrown changeups that much. I've never really had a good changeup. I throw a split now as my change off speed. But I'm really starting to see the big, the reason why it's so important, and the reason why it's such a great pitch. It's when you break it down to its most basic form, it's really just throwing that pitch a little bit slower and a little bit lower, and like I said before, disrupting that batter's timing. Once you get him out on that front side just a little bit, he's done. Once he commits that swing, he's done. You got him out. And that's what we're trying to do as pitchers, get the batters out. So let's talk a little bit about the different grips. Some coaches teach to throw the changeup, however, throw your fastball. So if you throw mostly two-seam fastballs, you're going to want to throw a two-seam changeup. Right? So there's my two seams right here. 1, 2. I'm going to grip it with this finger, the middle finger, on the seam so we can pull down. This is what I like to call a circle change. You can throw it as a circle changeup. Just put that circle on the side. Whatever you call it, whatever you want. But you don't even have to make a circle. I used to throw it with the thumb down a little bit lower and the finger up a little more. I guess it's a big open circle or a C or whatever. But yeah, I used to throw that one a little bit. My problem was keeping the same arm speed. I would slow it down big time. And if you do that, man, the batters are going to see it and they're just going to crush it, man. So work on keeping that same arm speed and letting the grip and the the release point do the work for you. Let the baseball do the work for you. You don't want to slow anything up here. Okay. Another one is if you throw a four-seam fastball, you want to throw the four-seam changeup. So again, like I was saying before, we're trying to make it look exactly like the other pitches, just slower. Now they say a good changeup is 10 to 13 miles an hour, slower than your fastball. I've seen guys with good changeups with 7 or 8 miles an hour slower, but obviously the more it looks like your fastball and the more it has off, that's your main goal. So don't listen to these stat guys who say you gotta be 13 miles an hour or whatever. If you got the good arm action like a fastball, and the slower you can make the pitch mile per hour wise, that's a good changeup. I don't care if it's 6 miles an hour slower. If you're throwing it, looking exactly like a fastball and then it just dies at the end, you're getting guys out. You're getting guys out, man. That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to these guys. You got to be 13, got to be 10 miles an hour. If it is, that much better, but you don't want to slow your arm down to get that extra mile per hour off. All right, so that's the circle changeup. Some guys throw a Vulcan. It's kind of like a split, but it's the opposite two fingers. It's your ring finger and your middle finger split in the baseball with the two fingers on the side. Some guys call it you could also do like a star changeup. I don't know what they call it, a 5-point changeup, or I don't know what they call it. But that's another grip. Here's the Vulcan. Just split that open a little bit. I like this one. If you can control this pitch, it's a really great pitch because it's easy to have the same arm speed. Like I said before, that was my biggest problem, was keeping the same arm speed. This pitch, you can throw the heck out of it and it's going to be slower. It's almost like a split finger. It's hard to control though. That's the big thing with this one. So, you know, you really got to practice on this one. But I think it's a great pitch if you can master it. Another pitch which is very hard for me to throw. I've only seen one or two guys in my whole baseball career, you know, from little league up. Well, I mean, I'm not even taking in little league, for example, but you know, from high school up, the Palmball. I've only seen like two guys that could throw a decent Palmball, but it's a pretty sick pitch when they get it. And you know, the way they throw it is just coming through and kind of throwing it like a football and letting it go. And it's a pretty sick pitch. It's very tough to master though. So you know, I wouldn't waste too much time messing around with that. But if you got a decent one now, you know, might as well try to polish it off a little bit and get it going. You know, you never know. Mess around with this, see where it goes. Another pitch in your arsenal will never hurt. And another pitch for the, like I said, I throw the split finger. That'll be a whole nother video. But for the changeup, you know, you want to, especially like the 2-seam and the 4-seam, you want to throw it with your with a little bit of pronation. Finger, you know, I like to lead with my middle finger on this one. If I'm throwing the circle or C changeup, lead with my middle finger here, so we get this right here. You know, same as the fastball, same as the 2-seam fastball, same movement, and just take that speed off. If you're on YouTube, guys, please subscribe. Check out the rest of the videos. Check out the rest of the pitches. If you're on the website, just click on the video, shoot over to YouTube, subscribe, and check out the rest of the site. Check out the rest of the videos. I think it'll really help. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them here and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope to talk to you guys soon.